are at home will find their way into Bible, nor do they possess the language to engage in conversation of the Christian narrative and life of faith. At least they did not think they do. Many have grew up Christian home, were even confirmed as a teenager, but believe that pastors and educators are better at forming their children in faith. Guidelines for reading the Bible. The simple fact is that Bible is not book fit for children. Neither it is an unseminal part, murder, rape, genocide, betrayed, mauling by wild animal, curses, divine retribution, and apocalyptic horror, nor in many of its neutral or even uplifting parts, including statutes and ordinance, proverbs, genealogies, geographics, prophecies, census, and pretty much all of the upstairs. It's no surprise that most of these sections get dropped from children's version altogether, though at some point we may begin to wonder with what justification they still call themselves Bible. Okay. Welcome. Scripture is definitely something to ease little one into not drop them in cold. So what's the best way to go about it? Of the story told in convenient reality are simply deleted or hidden. We are told that Jacob, parent, love, and get married. The Deborah lead the Israelites to victory, but not that Jael helped her hand held pick and married. That's Samson rocked over the pillar of the Palestine temple, but not that he committed suicide in the process. The disturbing part is allowed in the Esau of the anger at Jacob's treachery, the river of the blood during the 10th plague, the sword of the Pharaoh's army in Red Sea, Saul's jealous of the David, Judah's bad character, defeated by city, helpless eye. The Passion of Christ is always fascinating test case children Bible. Here we have the abbreviated account of the ordeal and the sense of the crucifixion show Jesus only from the kneel down, with Mary hugging his feet, so nails are conveniently cancelled. Easing children into Bible, beginning with young children. Story Bible, International Children's Story Bible. The International Children's Story Bible by Mary Hollingworth has selected the 105 stories that represent some diversity in the kinds of the writing found in the Bible. History, wisdom, literature, gospel, and letter. Stories are chosen 105 stories for their accessibility to younger children. Each story is the one page with an accompanying illustration drawn by a child. In the letter to parent at the beginning, the publisher reminds the reader of the God's love for every person, regardless of the race, nationality, or culture. We often portray God's word to our children through illustrations of people who look just like ourselves. This book is the one of a kind, the typical Bible for children. International Children's Story Bible. Children of God Storybook Bible by Archbishop Desmond Tutu shares similar commitment to help children begin to read the Bible from multicultural perspective. The 56th story is the story number is the 56th story are chosen to show the ways God worked through history and how God wants all people to love each other in their commitment to design a global children's Bible. The stories are illustrated by artists from around the world. Each story is on 2 pages and ends with the prayer. Prayer is the end. The deluxe edition includes CD, compact disc, to reading the Bible, reading the story. This is Children's of God Storybook Bible. Another type is the young children reader, more aged young children. Ralph Milton first published the Fairy Story Bible in 1997, which included the excellent selection of the favorite story of the woman and man in contemporary storytelling format, including many illustrations. Is the contemporary. Contemporary is the something is more modern. Ralph Milton expanded his work into 3 volumes. Is a lectionary story Bible, Year Age, ABC. These volumes support the congregation that follow the appointed lectionary text for Sundays in worship and or in church school. 1 or 2 whole lectionary texts are focused with the style of the storytelling that invite children into text with their own question. All three volumes use exclusive language for God. Illustration of the Margaret Carey invited the reader or hearer into story, thus making this book accessible to non-reader. Include at beginning the word for adults who are using this story Bible with children. This introduction provides a place at the beginning for parents to consider their own assumption about the Bible. Milton invites the adult who is wanting to read the Bible with children to remember that God still spoke to us through the Bible, and the Bible will never be boring. Boring is the waste time, is the story. Tell us to see the story. Elementary age children, 8 to 12 years, Deep Blue Kids Bible is a children's version of the New East Bible into translated. This one, Deep Blue Bible. Common English Bible, 3 children, Asia, 3 children, Asia, eagle, and cat. Acted as guide to help children thrive in the Bible. In addition to introduction to each book of the Bible, there are in-text notes that help children understand and begin to connect with the different, difficult, and challenging biblical texts. Other features include map, Bible exploration tools and fact challenges for reading and remembering, and a way to connect text and life. All of these resources are written for children aged 8 to 12 because Common English Bible was written for the 8th grade reading level and or low. Translation is very accessible for the age group of the reader. Deep Blue Kids Bible, which includes many of the features in printed version as well as 21 versions from the story in the Hebrew Bible and New Testament, Old Testament. Children illustrate the Bible with the stories by Selina Hastings and illustrated by Eric Thomas, combined several biblical resources into one volume. It includes an introduction to Bible, overview of the particular time period, such as the patriarchal life of Egypt, daily life of Jesus, the time and early church map and list of the people named in the story. Each story also included slide information that provides the history and the cultural information. the kind of information that adults have to find with their concordance, Bible dictionary or atlas include here and the condensed version of children. This is the condensed illustrated Bible. Bible story book for teaming at home and church means read together. There are several books are excellent choice to have the available in church school setting or on the pastors or educators shelf for use in worship with children. Pilgrim Book of the Bible Story takes a very creative approach to the selection of stories that are told. The book is divided into 19 chapters and includes the story from the law of Leviticus, wisdom, literature, and prophecy, kind of the writing that is usually not included in children's Bible. Each chapter includes the introduction that reveals the developing thread of the story, linking history to interpretation, literature to life. This approach roots the story in the historical reality of their time. This is a Pilgrim Book of the Bible Stories. JPS Illustrated Children's Bible has story retold by Ellen Franklin in the writing about her choice of the 53 story that are included here. Franklin said, my story was guided mainly by my sense of what makes a good story for children. But a few were included because they are pivotal to understand of the Jewish national story. The illustration by award-winning artist Avi Katz invite the reader into drama and feeling of the story. At the end of the book, there are conclusion section, writing a Jewish children book. On author notebook, here are author provider the background, her selection. That's right. My chief aim in writing this book has been to introduce American children to language and rhythm of the Hebrew Bible. Katz has adapted the story from the 1985 JPS Jewish Publishing Society translation. In this section, she writes about how she wrestled with the objectable or other material and why she included the binding of the Ajax and the story of the David and Bathsheba, but not the rape of the Dinah. She included a section of the gender and remind the reader of the cultural context in which Bible was written, and yet we cannot simply sweep aside the contradiction between the Bible world and our own. This is the Jewish published Society published the illustrated Children's Bible. Bible story books of the Lappy, Sandy, Eisenberg, Sato should be included in every church library. Sato takes the favorable Bible story for children and retell them in Midrash style. Midrash is one of the Jewish traditional literature. Both filling in gaps in the story and at the same time inviting hearer or reader to connect the story with their life. Title include In God's Name, but God's remembered. Story of the woman from creation to promised land. God's paintbrush. Golden within prayer for the earth. The story of the name, Noah's wife. God said, Amen. Cain and Abel finding the fruit of the peace. Adam and Eve's first sunset. God's new day for heaven's sake. This is the in God's name. The story Name, Noah's wife. The challenge of reading the Bible with children and youth is that we have to comfortable with the question they ask of the text. More comfortable. We have to willing to say, I don't know, let's look that up together, or what great question. Let's thinking about that together. Before we give the copy of the family story Bible to children, a child at her or his baptism, or give the Deep Blue Kids Bible to second grade. Perhaps we have the engaged parents and other interested family members in some session together about what they will hear and read the Bible. That is the important thing. We read the Bible together with the children. That is very hard to understand the faith in future. They need as much as easing into Bible as do their children. Ralph Milton provides a wonderful reminder for all us of how to read the Bible with children. So enjoy each story. Enjoy. Whether you think it is historical, true, pure fiction, or what fear in within. The inner truth, the wisdom, live inside the story. Don't look for some fierce middle motor, but is open to pressure of the insight into the what it means to the spiritual human being who live in families and community with other spiritual human beings. Surely that is our hope and expectation in making Bible both available and accessible to the youngest one in our midst. That in hearing story God's people a long time ago, in reading poetry, in seeing in the people that Jesus welcomed, we learn together what it means to live in this world. Mean is we learn together what? What in your life? As the prophet Micah reminds us, the Micah chapter 6 verse 8, all of the God requires of us is to do justice, embrace faithful love, and walk humbled with your God. Next, using information technology. We consider teaching and youth group and read the Bible together, and young and children. We use the information technology. Information technology is very important in modern our society. Using information technology has already been implemented successfully for years in secular and religious environment. Because children enjoy listening to story, yes. They are enjoying listening to story, watching the cartoon and playing every day. It is a particular concept to communicate biblical context to preschool child. The construct company's interactive storytelling, cartoon, animation, and educational game, which constituted a trilogy for teaching biblical context and principles to preschool children. These three approaches has become fundamental design and presentation in church education. Christian nurses and other children education in general are encouraged to develop computer program according to the construct and strategy proposed in this article for the teaching of the gospel to raise preschool children. The other hand, their understanding of the biblical story carries a significance and then equal importance for them from them conceptualizing God. This is proposed that the following three rules of communication can be certain influence their charity. Perception of the Bible and consequently the development and formation of their concept of God. The following paradigm of the communication can facilitate them to understand this story much better and sharper. It will be conducted in terms of active storytelling, cartoon animation, and educational game. Considering perception and cognition. For a person to experience some kind of spiritual necessitate some from cognitive ability to become conscious of the bigger picture of life. The person will then realize that there is something much more and much bigger than what sense can capture. According to Roach Capertain, cognitive ability already exists in people's early child year, as young as 4 years in some cases. But definitely at the age 6 year, for spiritually developed in preschool children, encouragement and support is needed. As they grow older, those concepts become more differential because their denominational differences in their cognition of the religion, they attend to the most significant features of their experience. They will develop their own religious concept subjectively. However, for many of them, certain religious concepts are unfamiliar. Story and interactive storytelling. The storytelling has evolutionarily received their human brain to be predisposed to think in terms of the story and to use story structure to create meaning and to make sense of the event and other actions. Most preschool children love story. Yes. They are nature prepares for them anywhere. It is common for parents to allow preschool children to watch story on television, YouTube, or DVDs. Storytelling can be regarded as one of the oldest and most powerful forms of the teaching and generate great enjoyment in these children. This often mandates stories to be a fundamental mechanism of children the mandate story to be fundamental mechanism of religious education amongst the preschool children. Regarding the faith development of the preschool children, it can be said that they specialize love myths, myth story of the something like the story Disney, the story Beast and Beauty, something like. Myth story of the being superior to normal life, especially story that deal with the basis of the human affair. The most appreciated myth and story are those in which good being, person or animal, trump over evil. More focus on good, not evil. They love listen to story from their faith tradition coming from the Bible. The more dramatic and astonishing story is, the better of them. The children believe these stories. For them, the story was not only possible, but also brilliant. What is the benefit? Storytelling improve language skills. Yes. When listen to the storyteller, preschool children has the opportunity to hear words spoken to them in dramatic and distinguished way, because the storyteller, they give the story. All the age, the young children, they have the opportunity to learn the language skills. They hear new words and variation in speech, intonation, and articulation, from the which they believe benefit in expand their religious vocabulary. Although the children do not know or are not even aware of the literary features of storytelling. Storytelling is very good for improving language skills. Story boosts memory. Boost is the increase power, and storytelling does not make use the illustration as in book. So children have to remember the name of characters, events, and interaction in story. These assist exercising the memory skills of the preschool children. Preschool educators should incorporate interactive that involve asking questions about the story. During an after-school story, this will engage a children's memory skill. Here, save and continue. Story develop creative thinking and imagination. Storytelling without visual aid assists children in developing their creative thinking, ability, and imagination. These preschool children have to foster their own image and manipulate presented image to manage and make sense of story using their imagination. Creativity is imperative, and the educator can build on and develop this skill by encouraging children to draw imaginative pictures of the characters or setting from the story. They were listen to story. Me is story teller is the child draw their story. Stories enhance cultural understanding. Storytelling assists with the enhancement of the cultural understanding. Yes, storytelling helps us enhance, increase cultural understanding. It provides the children with the opportunity to explore their own culture and simultaneously compare it with other cultures, Old Testament and New Testament. Through the story, preschool children learn to empathize with the unfamiliar situation. Yes, storytelling tells us about their unfamiliar, means own experience. Place and people. Story also helps children to learn more about the different value, tradition, and life experience. Is the story, Bible story is the little bit different culture, different story background, different value. Storytelling is the without doubt and the technique to make history alive, to make Bible alive, and promote future exploration of the historical Bible event. Story structure improve comprehension. Story structure enhance comprehension of the all type of the narrative text. Story gives us narrative text. The manner of the placing information in story form improve the preschool children's comprehension of that material. According to the Haven, what is heaven? Many research came to the same conclusion. Additional story detail certain support and improve the comprehension of the story. To do this, effective storyteller must create a real, existential, imaginative world for these children by using voice manipulation and include the tightly packed and prolific detail. Very large storyteller has the emotional touch about the student feeling, children's feeling, in addition to the information and facts in the story. Jealous children comprehend and retain important narrative information and concept easily when they are present in a story form. Yes, they remember all of the storytelling. And now, action and interesting character, dynamic animation. Understanding religious concept. According to Taminin, point out that action and interesting characters and figure that enlighten the storyline facilitate late preschool children to understand religious concept better. They suggest that preschool children may understand moderate theological concept even though their religious concept appear too limited. This is because they appear not to as concrete and factual as older children in their expression of the theological concept. Finally, preschool children benefit most from biblical teaching when they are allowed to create their own meaning of the text and relate them to their life. Meaning is Bible, text, meaningful, interactive storytelling, listen to biblical narrative. The benefit of storytelling with the as relating the character of the preschool children. In this subsection, the purpose of storytelling is how story can be communicated in relation to cartoon animation and educational games as part of the communication of the biblical message to preschool children. The effective way of the communicating biblical story to preschool children is to start off with the animated character, mostly prefer and will most successful attract the attention of children. Mean is the Jacob and Moses. He is the character with who is reading and telling the story from the paraphrase and translation of the biblical text, which must closely relate the content of the cartoon animation of this story to form. Mean is the storytelling, Bible, storytelling, and animation combined together. Paraphrase, translation, draw on contemporary language and idiom try to capture the meaning of the original text. Data agents are recommended to use as entertaining running in an e-running presentation of the story. The digital agent can communicate the story, can act as the digital operator within strictly defined scenarios to achieve the same effort as that is the empire and physical storyteller, parents, and teacher. An element of the surprise must be present to achieve the same effect, and even transcend the performance of an empirical. Empirical means experience, physical storytelling. Following aspects are critically important. We know, first one, we know the audience. Audience is preschool children. Have the good design. Good design means message and structure. Create children character and event. Include fact, develop dramatic